changed completely. We had a huge tech pause. We were trying to fix some audio settings, and it was a slow, methodical game of Counter-Strike. Heading into ENCE, we had explosive finish. Let's see if that continues here into Mirage. Again, setting the scene for you guys. Lower bracket round 2. Winner qualifies the Intel Extreme Masters Katowice 2022. The other goes out. So this is a very important matchup ahead of these two sides.
Yeah, the serious nature of this now, this is the thing with the best of 3. It all kind of ramps up on the third and final as the 1xBet odds are favoring ENCE for one more time here. But let's see. Can this one be the back and forth affair we're all hoping for? A 3-man B stack coming out of the GODSENT defense, and all 5 members of ENCE about to bear down on this position. Utility out, flashes to follow, and here we go.
And Taco was an absolute beast over on the first map alongside Phelps. Let's see if this is going to be a strong enough hold. 2 kill for Phelps. Not enough really done there as 3 kills from ENCE trickle the scoreboard. It's all now dumau and Barton who try to get back in, but it's looking very good for ENCE.
A classic bit of a let's go B situation with a couple of tiny smokes. 2 for market here to completely isolate any of the rotations coming on through. And, well, Barton had a bit of a quiet game on H until OT where he stepped up with some impact. This would be quite the clutch to go for. And the spade of the smoke, Dihar is going to grab his 3rd kill, secures the round, and between Maden and Dihar, they get it done. Now, we have seen GODSENT almost religiously go for 4 spies, right? They have loved a good 4 spy throughout after losing the pistols. How many pistols? Have GODSENT even won a pistol this series? I feel like it's been few and far between. I know they've won a 4 spy. Yes, they did on Nuke. So we had to go all the way back there. And this time they will just be sticking with the USPs. Phelps getting a little bit cheeky with a Zeus. But this is good. The intensity of this match due to the last map has kind of turned up a bit, right? This is a progression match. This is to get you through to the group stage tomorrow from the play-ins, and a lot on the line for these teams. I'm sure neither want to go out this early.
And I'm glad GODSENT show up, right? Because this is it's felt like a very long time. The ENCE were just, it was a formality to get through this. The first map, clean and clinical. Second map, a lot of the signs are pointing towards ENCE, but GODSENT able to stick in this one and make a series of it.
Yeah, show some fight, right? One of the things with ENCE I think that can still be tested and whittled down upon is their mental. I don't think it's necessarily bad, but I think it's something that can be tested. So GODSENT have kicked things off with the ancient victory to at least start working in that direction. But this round here, they're going to get is likely this MAC-10 in the hands of Phelps, and he won't even walk away with it. Maden will blow the head off his shoulders. And we see the 2-0 scoreline as the M4s are about to be purchased on in. Everybody with over that 4K mark. The cheaper M4 util is going to be there, the Kevlar 2. And not a single SMG in sight on the ENCE attack here. So, 3rd round to play. No bonuses. Everybody into a rifle of choice. Barton and Spinx are the only ones with the missions. They're Hades as well, the 2nd Galil in play.
No silly business on map 3. To the rifles. We'll see if GODSENT will be able to get their first round on the board. Instead of boosting Phelps up into the ladder room to try and play with Lado for this double setup on short. It has worked out for a kill on Hades, so ENCE down a player early, but they have got connector control.
Yeah, this is quite quick here. They can start applying some pressure, looking the wrong way. Maden goes down 2. dumau elsewhere takes down Dihar, and well, I guess I'm wrong. They can't start working on anything. It's 2 players stuck in connector, no bomb in their hands. CT's all around them, and dumau continues to put damage down range. Snappy salvages something out of this, but GODSENT good for their first.
And Snappy, you know, as much as he can have some great performances, this one looks a little too far gone for him. He'll be taken out, and certainly the first for GODSENT. Now we look to buy again for ENCE. They've got plenty of cash. The rifles are coming right back out, and that was clean, pretty clean from GODSENT.
Yeah, and it's been that faster approach, right? So if both teams are ready to play some heads-up Counter-Strike, you can see how ready they were to stifle any pushes, multiple members to deal with that short play, as you highlighted. So this is good signs. Now, as we have seen throughout, ENCE love a good 4 spy. They had 3 basic 4 spies in a row over there on Ancient that I thought would be their demise. So here's another. A Krieg in play, 2 AK-47s, a Tech 9 and a MAC-10 head towards the B bomb site. This has been Taco's home for many a year now, setting up a nice deep nade. You can see simple lineup. Oh, wow, okay.
That works out really well. The double nade stack, Maden, Spinx go down very early. Lato off to a great start, taking the first 2, and this is a gun round, and ENCE have been stifled immediately.
Yeah, they were ready for that, right? I love that, the fact that they have these pixel-perfect nades to make sure they get as much out of their utility damage as possible. It sent these last 3 packing, and sure, they have the rifles in their hands, but they need to find the kills.
For GODSENT, the playstyle right now is so set up in a passive position. So if you're ENCE, you're not going to get too many options. You're going to have to go and search for these kills.
Yeah, that's one thing that they seem to have done pretty well, right? After they get these openings, Taco has his team well drilled to fall back into these more passive stances where you can trade off of a teammate or you can get some info and get on out of dodge. Look at this crossfire they have set here in mid. Lato, the first pin to fall, however.
Oh, good swing out from the window. Hades quick to trade it back, so that Krieg actually getting involved, and Diha has slipped the net through top connector. He has to do it all alone because Phelps is just taking down Hades. And that bomb is now down at the bottom of connector, so they know where Diha has to come. Now they've even spotted Phelps to the head. And that is lovely.
Yeah, the three-man setup actually was the undoing there, because the fact that Phelps was still in vent room after they get two players killed in mid, right? One over towards short, one over towards that window room. At that point, you're probably thinking sector clear, right? You'd be turning your attention over towards A. So Phelps just lying in wait, biding his time, getting the crucial kills and securing the second round to tie things up. I think maybe Snappy might want to call off the Hounds here. Allow them to build up a bit of bank.
Finally, you know, no force spy wars just yet. Did love a good force spy over on Ancient. And dumau, it's going to have a field day.
I hate this run boost. Like, I think it's good. When I say I hate it, like, I hate it when I try and do it.
Yeah.
Because I'm always the guy on the bottom and I step out too far and I just die. It's like, oh, man.
Is Rush always the guy in your head?
Usually, yeah. Look, it's a ping thing. You know, like I got the higher ping, so it's better to be the bottom guy. I don't know if that's true. It's just an excuse because I've got terrible movement.
Rush also calls for it a lot, so.
Well, one of the things that happens, guys, and I noticed this when I was a youngster playing in Oz and I was watching the older gen, is when they get a bit older, you get boomer movement. It just happens. Like, you're just not as intuitive with the game. You're running into walls and you're bumping. It just about...
Like Pasha's movement, for example, in game used to always be a little clunky, but he had very good aim to make up for it.
Yeah, he definitely made up for it, old Pasha. Saw him in the ring the other day, didn't we?
His movement's not bad outside.
Yeah.
Oh, hideous. Lovely shot on the dig.
That's the only dig.
Yeah, and let's see if he can get even more. There's a lot of pressure on him and a lot of bonus on this one Deagle, and FAMAS takes him down through the wall. Hungry, chomping at the bit, but now Maden has an M4 to play with, and he hits headshots. He loves to.
This is getting interesting now.
Yeah, it certainly is. And again, if you can get another rifle out in the hands of ENCE here, that would really help matters. But now you're back to 3 Glocks. M4 could be recovered. It actually is. It's Snappy this time that has it in his hands. It's a hot potato. It's just everybody's getting to go with it.
If they group up, they might be able to isolate over towards B here. There is just one man of Lato, 2 over towards Ticket to defend. And Lato stands tall, down to 2 points of health.
Trying to get something done
What
here,
is going
Snappy.
on?
You just died through the smoke, and now the ball is beelining it to the site. Unfortunately, Lato is ready for it. He's been good in this series, actually, Lato. He's had some pretty impactful moments.
It's not often you see T's try and go vent room to B, right? Unless it's like Hunter getting the window boost into it. This is late round, vent room through the window over towards the B kitchen. But here we go. The gun's back out. And look, this is one of the issues with the force space is that Hades doesn't get his preferred weapon. So he is going to have to operate with the Kree again. We've already seen him have a little bit of success with this, but I'm sure he would love the AWP.
It's the budget version. This guy's got a scope. It's close enough. Phelps with a short blight. Gap out on the left side of the smoke to try and play with. ENCE eventually will, but they'll wait on the flashes, and that's going to allow him to cross safely behind the boxes. Again, the double stack setup inside of this ladder room for GODSENT. Smoke into the window is actually opening a blind spot and a chance to walk up the connector here. Oh, Madding. Lights loose, walks through and takes out Lato's head. Phelps able to trade out 1 for 1 straight away, and Snappy's trying that with a Mac-10. It's ambitious, and somehow he's still alive in jungle. Barton's going to use a molly, trying to force him into the fight. Phelps gets aggressive and short, and it's a 1 for 1. Diha is ready to trade out his teammate immediately. And now Spinx's turn to get a bit more active. Needs to leave his position at ramp and try and take some control of this A side. Barton looks out to the left side, and Diha with the headshot. Taco and dumau with a 2 versus 3.
Oh, an extra nade there picked up as well. So dumau, another $300 hand grenade to lob on out, but it looks like the save call has been made as they start to pivot on back. Snappy has definitely heard this, and the bullets to confirm. You want to see him grab a bit of an upgrade. But that right there from Snappy was wild. They all had head armor. Obviously, he's not to know, but he's fighting from stairs towards ticket booth with a Mac-10 at range.
Yeah, Snappy's one of those game leaders that's just so good. He's one of those players in particular, just rather, they're so good with SMGs, it feels. He just loves to use them. How many? We've seen it actually over an inch as well, just trying an MP9, trying to use it like a rifle.
You got to respect it here is the bounce back from ENCE. They're looking good for their 3rd bomb. Not too far away from detonation, and I would say GODSENT the same. They need to make sure they don't overstep the magic line drawn in the sand from Spinx here. Tom goes off, neither team wanting to give up any of their weaponry, and the fist bumps coming on out towards the coach and the players. But this is a great start to this third map. This is what you want to see. You don't want to get this far and just have one team have a blowout. You want the back and forth affair. You want it to be very competitive right down to the final margin. Get everybody to leave it all out there for what's on the line.
I think we have had that pace we asked for as well. It feels like it is going to be a pretty fast, scrappy game at times, and ENCE are going to be starting with numbers towards B. One going out into the top mid setup, but it looks like a heavy B hit here for ENCE.
Just Taco on the B side here to defend us all on the big man.
Oh, and it's not going to work out for him. Immediately down D, cracks open the B side. Spinx tries to get involved from middle. Unfortunately for him, he will go down to dumau, so that at least keeps GODSENT within this round. And ENCE actually haven't gone towards the site yet with that bomb. They put it on the back of Snappy and send him off to the site.
Maybe just another save call here. They are having the site surrounded, but if a kill doesn't come their way, this is going to be a difficult retake, and they could lose it all.
They're just waiting for that moment, that chance to strike and get this attack back in for the retake, and that is the kill needed. That opens up the apartments. Now a little bit more pressure on Maden, who has to worry about multiple different angles from this spot, and with his teammates down, it's all on Maden. One for him, and now he needs much, much more. He's got a second. Defuse being stuck. Maden doing damage. He just couldn't connect, and the defuse will come through for GODSENT. Maden nearly gets it done. I was starting to believe that, Chad, but unfortunately, too much to handle.
Yeah, dumau wasn't going to be able to do a lot with that AWP as well coming on through. So if he got the spam kill through the box right there, a very winnable one-on-one for Maden. But not to be the case as the back and forth nature of this one does continue. ENCE have called a tactical timeout, a chance for Chucky for GODSENT to get on the mic, as well as Saw over there for the mob of ENCE.
It's kind of funny how as soon as they can't speak, the game turns crazy, right?
Yeah, coaches, just get out of it, all right, guys?
Just let these guys go at it, punch for punch.
Let them decide in the server. You know, you can chip in after, do the VOD reviews. But yeah, you can see here both teams are at quite a pivotal moment here as far as the game goes. Buys will be there for both teams. AWP out, and Hades hasn't been able to get his yet. So if you are Saw, you could be coming and say, hey, look, maybe if we don't win this one, let's try and prioritize getting Hades his big green to go toe-to-toe with dumau on the other side.
dumau has been very impressive, I think, throughout this series. Good bit of impact being found.
It is important right now to keep this in mind. If GODSENT loses round, they only get 1,400. So if they lose bomb sites early, a save is always going to be a consideration for them. Whereas ENCE, their loss bonus is starting to build. 2,400 for the following round, and there's Taco. Swift moving, he's up, he's blind. If he peeks back in, ooh, gonna get away with his life.
Maden's going to continue his charge down. He's at lower connector right now, trying to figure out, can they force Phelps out of this spot? But Phelps dies down. Oh, the step, that's going to signal his death. Oh, and Maden will not let him get away with that. Spinx follows up here for ENCE. They've got 2 kills already. Maybe dumau can do something about this. He's an unrivaled AWP on the server right now, but unfortunately for him, no shot landed.
As I mentioned, this should be the save. They're trying to get out. Taco gonna, I'll take Hades out of the server and allow dumau to have safe passage back over to the rest of his teammates here. But that's it. Kill. Yeah, you have to understand the fact that this save here is hugely important for GODSENT going forward, because 1,400 for dumau means that he's in a position where he can drop something, right? 1,400 for Taco means he's in a position to do the same, and that can get some weapons in the hands of Phelps, who only has 300, and Barton, who's not going to be operating with a lot either going into the next round of play. So GODSENT are exactly where ENCE want them to be, right on these ropes. All it's going to take is one round from the international squad to completely wipe out GODSENT and remove everything from them. But for GODSENT, the flip side is if we can have a couple of rounds we can save, continue to drop rifles and stay competitive, even if we're losing, our loss bonus is starting to build. So both teams have a little project that they can be working on here, but it could be a real pivot point of the game if they're unable to save. So let's see how Snappy decides to call going forward, knowing that the AWP was retained. Have to keep that in the back of your mind. There's, well, no good spawn for dumau to work with here. It's not like he has one of the front spawns to go head over for a palace pick. It is just going to be him towards the back of the pack, so I expect something a little bit more standard, but you can see the dropped rifles, and they're going to try and avoid this AWP with a set A piece.
Yeah, this is nice from ENCE. Yeah, straight out of spawn. These smokes are going to isolate dumau, which puts pressure on the one rifle actually inside of the site, but they killed before the smokes. and that is going to allow the AWP, the first kill, and the site player getting something done as well here. GODSENT not just competitive, but coming out on top. It's looking so good for the hold. Finally, Spinx arrives to the party. He gets his team back into this one. Still not looking great, but at least it's within touching distance.
They have a little bit of utility to work with. Another smoke thrown out. There's a smoke and a molly remaining, but the fact that they haven't gotten into the bomb site means that they could be anywhere, and they are. Dropping all the way back. The bomb has been left in T-spawn. Hades repositioning right now to use that AWP. It's just so wild. They went for the execute. They used all the util. They lost all the space, and now the footsteps are being heard.
Oh, Hades just charging right into Lado's FAMAS. This is the easiest kill he'll have all day long. And now jump spotting to try and confirm the position of Spinx.
Needs the ace.
His job becomes much harder now. He has got a chance for the 1v1 down into this B site. Creeping forward. Lado, that was the chance. And now Spinx becomes more difficult again, but the headshot out to the right side, and now he taps the bomb in the site. He's looking for his victim. He's looking for Phelps. Phelps knows that he can't play this one too aggressive. He has to wait on his teammate somewhat. Now they're grouped up, and now trying to get Spinx out of position. He dodges the bullets and gets into the smoke, and now will cover. He has a shot, but that nade lands, and it does a lot of damage. Spinx with a headshot. Just one more left. It's Taco. What a clutch from Spinx! He is the king of the server right now.
Massive play from Spinx, the only man to get anything done on that A execute, and then left in a situation. He's looking done and dusted and pulls it off. Snappy's happy with that one, and ENCE, they're looking fired up as GODSENT's economy is broken. This is the situation we painted, and for Spinx to do it in that fashion, that one is going to sting.
That is unbelievable. That was written down for GODSENT. That was their round to lose. And Spinx forces them into the situation. You can see just how many 1v1s he ended up getting, how he manipulated the round in his favor towards the end. But this was the start. This was how everything started working out for GODSENT. And unfortunately, we won't get to see that again, but I'm sure it'll be on Reddit.
Yeah, look, we got to get back into action, guys. The USPs are out, and I know that you
love those.
Love a good eco bash. You've all got a friend at home when you play Counter-Strike, and he hears the pistols. He just gets a little bit more pep in his step. Yeah. You're trying to keep him back.
It's me.
I'm trying to say, Steve. Steve, come on, man.
It's always Steve.
Don't give him the WP.
God, what an important round to just hype up the team. Snappy is such a charismatic leader in terms of, you know, just hyping your team up. You see how he pumps up everybody on the team when something like that happens.
A man after my own heart, old Snappy.
Did you see when you do that from an IGL's perspective? Can you immediately notice the difference? And maybe you have some quieter players in the team. Do they just feel like the energy is better?
My teammates would just laugh at me because I was just such an absolute clown. I would go ham. But oh, looks like we might have a bit of a. Never mind. There you go, guys. We sorted it out quick. We just lost one of our observers. They'll be back anytime soon. We're still in the Go TV, so we can bring you all the action. You're not missing a goddamn thing.
Radio cast style.
Well, this is how. Well, not quite.
You join us on a brisk summer's day here in Mirage.
You've probably heard one of my classic old man stories before, but in the CGS, they didn't observe the game from the first-person perspective.
Third person?
Yeah.
Okay.
So it was all over-the-shoulder stuff.
Yeah, that sounds like an American television company right there, doesn't it?
Exactly.
Like, yeah, they've got to get the jerseys on.
Yeah.
No.
And just completely change the format of the entire game just for television.
You know what, guys? You have a really cool thing going, but no.
That's probably why all the franchise leagues and those other games don't seem to work out. We've tried it. It doesn't fly, but we're heading back to B.
Well, let's see. ENCE trying it time and time again. The V site is not broken, so don't fix it, I guess.
This is an orbital cast right now.
And now we see Taco taking down two from the B site. And Hades is gone as well. I'm sure that was a fantastic play from Taco.
Beautiful stuff. 4 alive.
And I could hear it in the distance.
Well, look, I promise you we are trying to fix the issue. When I say we, I don't mean me personally. I'm not doing anything.
Oh, we're not doing a thing here. We're useless.
We're just chilling out. We can't take a timeout. So until we get back into this, what I'm going to do is I'm going to try and give you the best play-by-play off of the radar I possibly can. Alrighty. Leaving spawn, we still have the buy from ENCE. 2 players over towards A3, quickly towards mid. Phelps in towards the underpass. Diha's taken a lot of damage over towards that A ramp position as they start to push out mid. Phelps is in a fight. He's gone down. Lado's able to trade. He's got in a second. The bomb is loose towards mid. There's more pressure coming in towards the A site now as Spinx is thrust forward. We have ourselves a 3-on-4 situation with the bomb dropping back.
Rap God. Here we go. D-Hawk starting to enter his ramp play. It's down to 2 versus 4 right now, and currently it is GODSENT in a very comfortable position. That bomb split away from its remaining teammate that's currently on this A side. Well, it's going to a B side that actually has a chance here.
All right, guys.
I'll let you guys know what's happening.
Yeah, give him the commentary here.
Radio cast. Taco currently positioned in the middle of the B site, and you guys can actually see it now. So this is D-Ha on the A site going down, and now it is just Snappy, and he got removed pretty quickly after. So it is now 6-6 as the scoreline's tied up, and GODSENT with a convincing gun round have actually whittled that economy of ENCE down. We will apologize for the tech issues. Obviously, things can happen, and we're going to get those resolved as quickly as possible for you guys at home, but
I won't. I'll blame someone else.
Someone else will certainly do that. We won't. But you know, we're the mouthpiece.
Yeah, we're passing the buck here. Look, if I could have had the in-game for you guys, I would have. All right, so don't bring the pitchforks out at me.
Casters do everything, man.
But we're definitely sorted now. Unfortunately, we weren't in the pressure end of the game right now. We'll forget it happened, guys. But we're back underway with a couple of Deegs, a couple of AKs.
Well, Snappy and D-Hat. Certainly 2 players that can pull something off here with the rifles. Hades gets picked out early by the HE. Phelps in a position from stairs. D-Ha has found the first. It's blow for blow right now. GODSENT coming out on top, though, just by 1.
Snappy's got one here.
Snappy has slipped his way down the stairway, and that's a kill for him alongside maden elsewhere. So suddenly it is ENCE in the driver's seat of this round. dumau and his teammate. It'll now just dumau. And while he's going to try and pull it off in the clutch of 1 versus 3, he's actually got the player off the plant. And now dumau goes to the pistol, wrapping around the triple box, and D-Ha locks him in. Oh, that's a heartbreaker for GODSENT.
Yeah, and this is just with a couple of AKs in play and mainly pistols here. So snatching one back, ENCE are going to get them up to 7, and these financial woes, they don't quite end for GODSENT just yet. A couple of players under that 4K mark, not going to be able to get themselves the buy they're looking for. The tail end of this half is going to be very difficult for the Brazilians. I'm not quite sure. Like, this is the thing on the CT sides, when we've seen them take some really aggressive stances, right? I want you guys to come back with me 2 maps time. Nuke, they were getting battered and bruised, but they went for a yard control strategy and it worked flawless towards the tail end of their CT side. When you look at Ancient, they were having a hard time holding onto the B lane. It was quite difficult for them to do so. They went for a 4-man aggressive play and were able to convert that round, not off of the kills that came towards B, but the space they were able to garner. And now that they find themselves in a situation that is a little bit subpar regarding the buy, they might want to try something team-based again, because you don't want to be losing all these duels and losing all the space. Kills started out going in their fashion, but just peeled away.
It's a snappy playmaker as well, you know, taking it into his own hands.
What's Barton got on the floor here? An MP9, so there it is. Phelps light util, same for Lato, MP9 for Barton, and no defuse kit here. Glass cannon for dumau. They lose this, it might be looking at a 9-6 half for the international squad.
Lato. Lucky to be the player that takes responsibility first, comes away with a kill, and actually drops back. Very good work from Lato just to peel away 1. Now the numbers of ENCE continue to walk forward. Lato, is he about to be checked? He will be, and he still comes away with 1. Spotted numbers coming up short, and Taco having to deal with 2 positions. Down shorty, removes Hades. Is now Spinx and maden in the 2 versus 4, and Taco brings down the bomb. It's just Spinx left. He's had an incredible clutch before, chat. This one's too far gone. 7-7, important round to pick up for GODSENT, and that keeps their dreams of an 8-7.5 alive.
Yeah, I don't think you get 2 of those in a game. Poor Spinx right there. So, yeah, he's gone on down, and Shu on the other foot right now. ENCE the ones at the bottom of the barrel as far as the money's concerned. Double AWPs preserved for GODSENT, applying to the trade of round number 15, and this almost feels like a bit of an ENCE specialty with weapons like this. Util is their biggest qualm right now. 3 smokes, 2 flashes, and a molly for the final round of the first half, and it's looking very A-heavy.
Yeah, and this is the bread and butter, right? This is the safety net that they've gone for. Just back to the A setup. Try and gleam an 8th round with limited utility, limited weaponry. dumau really trying to have a field day and crack open this round with a pick, but hasn't got that opportunity just yet. Now come ENCE. Down through the ramp. Barton playing over the top of the smoke. It's his first kill to peel away. Lato follows up with it, and now GODSENT into a very good spot. Even that rotate starting to come over. They've trapped him in the site. Not looking good for ENCE in this final round. Maybe a little bit of something. Maybe a bit of magic out of Hades and Spinx is what's needed here. And that is very unlikely to come through. What a shot. Okay. Maybe a little bit of something still in the ENCE side right now. Hades has a chance onto Lato, and the Deagle. Oh, it's close, and they found another one. He's in the open, though, and Taco brings him down, and suddenly it's a 1v1. Spinx up against Taco. You get your gun out, Taco. Get your gun out. He's done it. It's 7. GODSENT will cross the line ahead. We'll see if they can close it and go to Katowice after this break.
bloodstained flag. Open road and nomadic plains.
It's as close as you can get it heading into the second half, the last half of this best of three. One of these teams will move on to the main event. The other will end in misery. It's 7. GODSENT lead the way. I really am glad this is as close as it has been, Chad.
Misery loves company, so there's a bunch of teams who won't be making it out of the play-ins. Only 50% of our field will live on. But this is tight, inseparable at the half. And B seems to be on the docket here as it is just Spinx playing from quite a passive position.
Yeah, he's wanting to take at least one, but that smoke could really cause a couple of problems for him. He is actually able to slip away with one. Lovely headshot. Quick patience to actually pick that one up. Now GODSENT looking to put that bomb down.
First fire?
Oh, Hades actually with the headshot. Taco's gone, and so 2 kills for ENCE. This retake looking good. They've got numbers to deal with this. GODSENT are going to need someone to step up. Maybe it's Lato in from the bench. He's got a good position pushed up, but even he is being checked now. Phelps and Lato able to get 2 between them, but Joel Barrett is a snappy double up, and it's all under dumau. In from the apartments, looks down from below. 1 for him. Looking for a chance. He's got them off the defuse. They're going to try and get back onto a snappy stick at 10 seconds. dumau. Oh, he's with the headshot. He's down to the 1v1, and this time it is gone. dumau with the clutch, and he's got the pistol.
Oh, not only does he have the pistol, the skirmish at the end, he gets the last kill, he goes on down, they're all eliminated. But that one got so fruity there for a moment. I was trying to recall what happened. Hades dropping that smoke actually, I feel, worked against them. You could see it peeled them into all one area where those trades came on in. And then there with no kit, as soon as they got off it the first time, that was it. There was no chance to get back on at all. So, bit of a rough one there for ENCE as GODSENT go up to 9. And now if they convert here against this force by Dinko, this is the chance for GODSENT to really start pushing double digits. I can't believe that fell apart. It looks so great.
It looked impossible for GODSENT to win that. It was just so good from ENCE at the beginning, but GODSENT will be counting their lucky stars right now.
I'm a bit flabbergasted with that. The fact that Spinx gets one initial, right? And then they get into the site, they're down, and man, Taco fell too.
Yeah,
so it was a 3-on-5.
Yep.
Oh my god. Okay.
They had the bodies just to block, and somehow the Glock comes out on top. But here we are, forced by again for ENCE, and like you said, if this goes badly, well, GODSENT are pushing deep into this scoreline, carving out an opportunity to go to the main event. And how unfortunate would it be we see all the polls go down in the play-in here in Katowice?
That's right, we still got Mantu. OG already through.
That's very true.
We'll keep the Mantu dream alive.
Well, Spinx set the ready. Good shot. Phone's damaged up. Spinx looking to re-peek out. Maybe not on the second time of asking. Decides to drop back.
Yeah, one's enough, I think. A tag is good. He's now isolated over towards that vent room. More utility being limped out right now as there's a clear intention for GODSENT to be working through middle. 4 players, all grouped with Taco on the extremity. A B split likely here.
Ooh, a flash to put some pressure here on Spinx, who decides to relent his position and almost forcibly
they need to be quick on
from
this
that
rotation.
spot. And now Snappy is really having to step up from the back of the bench. His teammate's trying to get back in time. He's trying to delay, and in fact, he's not getting many opportunities. Finally will land some damage, but he's got so many angles to worry about. Spinx has arrived to the party and is his kill. So that kill goes in favor of the side of ENCE, but how much more can they really get out of this? And it's not too much. Maden left alone with a 5-7. And, well, not really looking like this is too much of a shot for him. This force fight's not worked out for ENCE. Locked in his spot, and they will take him down 10-7. Double figures reach for GODSENT.
Another blink and you miss it type moment there. A reluctant fist bump coming in from Hades. Sure, they didn't get the round, but they've now found themselves in a real problem. Hades has saved enough cash here so that he can get the AWP in the next round to play. He had a rough go of it there in that first half. The deagle that he had towards the tail end of the game was his biggest impact, and, well, they weren't able to convert off the back of it. We need to see him on the CT side stepping on up. Right here, right now, it will just be 3 deagles, 2 USPs, and a HE. Well, that's gone now too. And this is a situation where GODSENT can just sit back. No dramas for them, no risks need to be taken. Wait for any aggressive CT maneuvers, regroup, execute as a team, use your weapon and utility advantage, and get yourself the 11th round of play here. But this is just insane. From where this tournament started, we were getting to cover GODSENT in their first and opening match of this tournament.
Utterly destroyed by Mouse, 16-8 on Nuke.
And that was not to be expected, right? Mousesports with the JDC stand-in, caveat the fact they were on debut with MBK, and obviously the addition of Torzi from the Academy of Mouse NXT as well. The last-minute pull-out of BMAS, we thought that maybe there'd be some problems with the roster, as it were. MBK's returning from Valorant, and Mouse still managed to stomp them, and then having to work it back the hard way. A 2-0 victory against Sprout, and now a 3-map affair against ENCE.
And it wasn't even that it was just Mouse pounding on them. It was the GODSENT really didn't have many ideas. They didn't have much prowess on T side. They look far better. They're looking much, much better.
Yeah, one of the keys is, and you hear players say this a lot, it's about playing our own game. And it seems like such a cliche answer, but a lot of that comes with the confidence to make the plays that you normally would, or not overthinking the way another team would approach the game, not getting hesitant in moments when you know that you can capitalize. I feel that that kind of cliche sentiment it's so hard for us to quantify here. And unfortunately, you know, when you hear them say that, there's so much more under it. But for them, it is all those things I highlighted, right? It's making sure that they are playing what is their most comfortable version of CS.
Yeah, and I mean, there is a lot of teams that will, the coach, for example, have a bunch of set pieces in their strat book and decide, okay, we're going to throw these ones out the window against this team because it doesn't really work. But it seemed like nothing was really working for GODSENT at the start, but they have managed to figure everything out now, and they're back to the buy here, Chad. They've got the Galil mix. We have been seeing a lot of Galils, and that is going to be a feature here for GODSENT's little bonus. They're going to try and get some extra cash going at the start of this. And ENCE, AWP out for Hades, rifles out across the board, and DHA with some aggression into middle.
They're already on A though. Look at this, just running in.
You've got the mid control, but you've lost A. But luckily Maden is here, and he's dropped the numbers. And so now we're looking at a 2 versus 5, and it is an absolute destruction here from Maden. He has clotheslined him. A site is closed. Maden with a third, and now dumau leaving the site with his tail tucked between his legs. That's a statement right from ENCE.
Yeah, beautiful stuff from Maden there, finding himself having to play the anchor role on that A site, mows them down. And look, if you're going to have a player with aim in a position like that, he might not have to be super active. Just put the turret in place and let him go. Wind him up, and there it is. So plenty of cash for GODSENT to splash going into the next round of play, but a necessary response for ENCE to make us have a competitive affair here. Map number 3. Speaking of map number 3, if you guys have been following the Big versus Fnatic series that has been going all day, we do have a third map over there as well of Overpass. You can go check that one out. Fnatic currently have quite the commanding lead.
It is soaring into top middle. GODSENT look to clear mid control. They will have to deal with Snappy's aggressive short play if they want to do so. But plenty of time left for GODSENT. They can slow down this clock. Spinx is actually taking up position under the wood here, and that does allow his teammate Maden to go into worst con.
I feel like this is the slowest gun round we've had of this map so far. You know, we're a minute 20 in and nobody's dead just yet.
It's a throwback to before ENCE in overtime, right?
They're remembering what the game was like so long ago. But one of the keys of this is without the pace, both teams have been reserved on their utility usage. Take a look at both extremities of your screen here. A heap of grenades left, so both teams handling the situation quite well. Utility now being limped out from both, almost at eidetic times here. And a fake bomb being scooped. Taco going to take that towards B. Misdirection is Taco's flavor.
Yeah, but Hades is pushed into the apartments here, and he's just going to get control and consolidate that for an extra few seconds here. And even if they come into the B side, they eliminate Hades, his spot should be good for one. He's going to have enough info to call back for those rotations.
The B split again.
Yeah, it's going to be the B split through short. And if you can have Phelps inside of the connector, we can cut off some rotations. He can make it a bit slower here. Hades has to worry about the short play. It's a good snap down from him.
More
Snappy
pressure.
elsewhere has got one. So these numbers from GODSENT are down, and Hades has got to deal with that. Oh, flick back. Couldn't quite land it, but DHA has arrived in the rotation. 19 seconds left for GODSENT. They have to think about the bomb plant. dumau planting out to the right side. DHA assassinates the first, and now looks for the last. dumau on the quick shot. 10 seconds on this timer. Realizes the plant is needed, and he's not given that chance. Snappy sweeps him up, and it's 9 rounds for ENCE.
Oh, they could have really used that plant right there. You can understand dumau feeling the pressure, but that extra 800 bucks injected into the bank balance could be the difference between some light util and pistol upgrades and maybe just a full eco here. Unfortunately for GODSENT, not enough numbers, not enough people to guard getting that bomb down. And double AWP setup retained for ENCE here to carry on forward. They've actually bought into this. Hold up a second, there's an AK being dropped. Phelps has been gifted that big weapon. If there's any time to see exactly what Phelps has, this is it right here, right now. He's on a solo mission. They're sending him towards underpass on his lonesome. Lato's selling top mid as a bit of pressure while the bomb is looking to come out apartments. This is really all on Phelps. Do they let him go first or do they let him lurk?
Oh, SoundCube with that tick on the molly. And it goes up into Palace, and that molly will cost them crucial seconds if they wanted Phelps to be the pivot point.
It's just flashes on Taco, right? If he was to flash them out apartments and they weren't able to get past DHA and Maden, the bomb would have been marooned. It seems like they're pivoting back for a different course of action, and by heading towards Snappy's site with that secondary AWP, they could push and break through this.
Oh, Snappy does scope time, but he's going to throw down that incendiary. Consolidate control and actually give him a wider peek. He's going to go deeper into the apartments. This does make it a little bit more difficult to fall back, but confirms the kill, and he'll hop out the window. Now GODSENT accelerate. They start to challenge down this side. Spinx trying to get back over, but who knew that Snappy was the primary AWPer? Another one for him, and Spinx lining up two as Hades arrives to the party. This is more like it from ENCE.
That was a situation that I know the buy didn't look great, but if Snappy doesn't hit the first and gets overwhelmed by Glocks and a MAC-10, it's actually an issue. So that is important for Snappy to get those kills. And unfortunately for Phelps, he's the first one to fall. He's been gifted the AK, given the opportunity to be the playmaker, and doesn't get to do anything with it. There it is again. He's the first down. Good stuff from ENCE here to tie, well, not tie things up, put one round the difference, mind you. And GODSENT, because of those investments they just made, they are going to go for another partial buy. Phelps into the only rifle, pistols for the rest again, a couple of flashes and smokes one more time. What's going to be different this time? Oh, they're trying to overrun Snappy, but look, Snappy's given the AWP to Spinx, and now he's operating with a rifle.
Oh, yeah, so he has the weapon. It's better for these multi-kill potentials. He could shut this down. And, oh, Spinx, he's going to hit the first, and he can have that quick rotation back, but those smokes should actually sever off Snappy's support network. So Snappy is now down in the site, trying to get something done. The first is good from Snappy. He's going to look for the follow-up, squats him out to the left side, and does get overrun eventually. Spinx has to go to the sidearm, and he's done well with that P250. Maden arrives in, and not a single bit of mercy here for GODSENT.
Beautiful stuff, and I just love the fact that they changed the weapon. I don't know if it's because he had the spawn and they thought, let's use it towards mid, or Snappy's expecting, hey, they might try and target me. But either way, it looks genius, and we'll sell it to you that it's exactly that. But this is where the guns finally get to come back out for GODSENT here. 2 rounds in a row with hodgepodge buys, nothing to really sink our teeth into, and now that completely changes. Util across the board, AK's out. Is this where they hit the big red button of the fast plays, just like we saw on Ancient?
He ran 2 fast ones with low buy to the rifles. It's a quick mid-take with the smokes, but love this change up from ENCE into the lower tunnels.
Yeah, aggression. They'll have info early. The run boost towards top mid is going to net some space for GODSENT to work with. Spinx is going to find himself in a fight and hits the shot. Taco's down and an opening again as Maden, he has aggression too, and he's going to work this one out. Barton hits the deck, a 3-on-5, and now it's Dima's turn.
It feels like all the pieces are now clicking for ENCE. All the players that we talk about in the pregame that we say can be exciting, can be explosive, have all shown up at the one time, and that can be a recipe for success for ENCE, but an absolute nightmare fuel for GODSENT.
That hurts there as well. A HE behind the smoke. There's no way that Maden knew exactly where they were, but he's done a chunk of damage and whittled down Lato even lower.
GODSENT just got to feel like, damn, how do they know we're here right now? And now they're coming back into the B apartments. They've still got utility. As soon as Maden sees them on the jump spot, at some time bought by the molly that can ready Snappy, and that's going to be an easy kill. In tandem with the damage, Maden with a monstrous performance. And it's 12 rounds now for ENCE as they take the lead.
And look at the shift in the game. Pissed around with conversions for GODSENT, and then since it's been 5 rounds on the trot without a single bomb plant going on down here.
Yeah.
Real dramas now for GODSENT, and it's going to continue because the bank that has been established for ENCE on this defense, it is humongous. 10K plus for 3 players and about 7 for Deha and Snappy. So plenty of money, plenty of cash to splash, and doesn't feel like there's any dramas because they're looking more and more flexible on their CT side. Double AWPs, chopping and changing hands, different setups. We see Maden in a multitude of different positions, and aggression.
Yeah.
So many things to account for.
No, not just aggression in one part of the map, but aggression in underpass, in palace, all at the same time.
It's good to see it, and they're definitely feeling very confident now. GODSENT are opting to buy back in Galils, AKs. It's a decent buy, mind you. The max loss bonus has been helping them out.
Well, we'll see how they get back into this with what they brought to the table. We'll see what GODSENT can muster out of this one. Heavy B again, Chad.
It looks like they just want to go on this, right? They're going to set themselves up in the B apartments, line up that util.
Well, they're going to slow down here.
Yeah. Okay, well, it looked like they were set and raring to go, but they've actually sent Lato all the way back through T-spawn, so I'm not sure. Maybe they misheard the call. Maybe they were hoping to get space without a deep smoke like this.
Oh my god!
Excuse me?
Snappy? Not allowed to do that.
I don't think he even knew that's where dumau was.
No,
There's no way.
It's just you got the little gap, you just spray it.
Okay, well, it goes from bad to worse here for the Brazilians.
Taco, it's time to figure out how do you get your team out of this one.
Oh, I see why they all siphoned back. They went to drop nades so Taco could do a fake. Okay, all right, all right.
It's the one-man army, right? It's the Taco, big brain, solo execute into the B side. Is it going to budge this ENCE defense, though?
I don't know. With how...
It's also delayed.
Yeah.
It doesn't feel like it's got a little bit of pep in the step for potency about it, does it?
Not at all. And this is one of the things, with these grenades feeling OP for people when they first heard about them.
This doesn't...
Like, okay, there's another smoke.
This is the most obvious fake ever, really.
Yeah, there's another flash.
Bomb's here. It's not really a fake. It's actually... Maybe he's playing 4D chess, Chad. He's like, they'll actually rotate A because this is so obvious. He's got the bomb still in the apartments, finally running back.
But he has to go B now.
Yeah, he's got time, so he has to commit into this, and he's called for his teammates to try and come up to a short. This is actually turned into a winnable scenario. There's only one player left in this B side. Phelps has gone down. It's a 1v1 fight between that bomb and it's Snappy holding down. So recover for ENCE. Weird round from GODSENT, and 13 now for ENCE as they are 3 away from qualifying for the main event.
Yeah, and this might start to peter out now because GODSENT look like they're out of ideas. That was an interesting call to say the least. It did buy space, right, where they found a couple of kills off the back of the jankiness, but it was just too late. There wasn't enough time, and ENCE really didn't budge. So this is it. This is another one of these odd buys.
I think that one kill from Snappy just ruined everything in the round.
Yeah,
they had no plan B.
You're right. Maybe it was meant to be 2 players throwing all those nades, and then Taco's tried to do it on his lonesome. Here's that aggression again.
Yeah, it's a little change up this time. The top mid aggression. D-Hat let loose. Let rapid. And luckily for GODSENT, it is Phelps who bests him, and that's the advantage. He's the only rifle in play.
If they have this as their lifeline, they might be able to skyrocket into B, and they are. Taco's so quick!
Oh, Taco's seen to jump back in the window. They know where Hades is. Snappy still a short, giving away his position with the flash up. Spinx has arrived to help him out, so the rifle combo of Spinx and Snappy really slowing this one down and taking everything out of play for GODSENT.
We didn't quite catch it there, but on the kill feed, Maden took down the flank coming through top mid, right? If the flank was able to come up through short and come behind that position, then maybe, just maybe, they would have been able to buy themselves a bit of a buffer there, but 14 to 11, the guns will come back out. I don't know what GODSENT can do now.
What's the timeouts here as well? You know, you have a couple of those available. It's a very crucial point in the game here. But they've got a buy. They've got the AKs.
Well, they opt to go again here. No util at all for dumau. Fast towards mid with 2.
D-Ha, gap on the left side of the smoke. It's be the run boost into Hades. Oh, oof. The flash is good. And now Hades kind of caught in no man's land, still able to come away with a kill. And now Maden in a little bit more of an advanced setup. Catches dumau, going through the smoke, flicks up to Palace and brings down 2. It's Barton and Lato left. A 2 versus 5 as ENCE put themselves in a perfect position to try and get this one over the line. This is GODSENT's buy, just whittling away to nothing. Barton is the last player alive, and yes, he may have the AK, he may still have time, but he is far from having a chance in this round.
Yeah, without a hope and a prayer right now, and sure, he can isolate a single fight over towards this B site, but there's no reason for Spinx to do anything right now. He can give his head tuck, stay down towards that van position. There's no reason to overextend. Let the fight come to you with 55 seconds remaining on the clock. It's all up to Barton to make the maneuver here, and as he continues to have his procedural clears,
he has got a little bit of utility here, but Spinx's spot, it's still difficult to flush out, especially being crouched down, so you have to go very, very close to be able to pick this one up. Oh, Spinx surely has him dead to rights here. Looking the wrong way, Spinx gets it 15 to 11. It is now 1 round away from seeing ENCE in the main event.
Yeah, some massive performances here. Maden with 24, 22 kills for Spinx, and D-Ha with 18 of his own. But you really just have to talk about Maden here. The newest addition to this team hasn't necessarily had the huge performances that we know he can, but a moment like this, he's had a few multi-kills like that locking down the A site. It's been great to see.
This is the first time we've really seen Maden sort of click and feel comfortable and actually display what we know he can do.
Yeah, and that's good to see, right? It's just in time. If they convert this round right here, they're into the group stage, and wow, if Maden can play like this when they get into the next round of play, that's exactly what ENCE are going to need.
They can become a dark horse, a team that many will fear. Maybe, just maybe, the start of a Cinderella story for this roster. GODSENT begin their walk into B. Once again, they try and challenge down the rifle of Spinx and Snappy. They've eliminated Snappy first, and now it's Spinx's turn to try and make up for that. He's gone and taken 2. The heads topple. Taco has the bomb, and Spinx has 3. It's just Phelps and Barton left alone, and it's only Phelps trying to get his team through, and it's not enough. It is ENCE who will move through to the group stages of IEM Extreme Masters Katowice. What a showing to close it out.
It's going to mean a lot to the likes of DR and Hades, Polish representatives right here on home soil. One more step away if they can get through the group. It would be quite the showing to have them in that Spodek arena, but this is the end of the story right now for GODSENT.